Welcome back to Battle Ready. 10 years after Kargil, a war that India won decisively, have the demands of the forces been put on fast track? The Indian Air Force, a credible air power, should give India a decisive edge in a battle. But its numbers are just not enough to pack that killer punch today.
Flying high but with one of the lowest squadron strengths ever. 32 in the Indian Air Force as opposed to a sanctioned 39. This letter, details of which were accessed by CNN IBN and first telecast in September of 2006, had talked about the declining combat strength. In his letter to the government, the then Air Chief, Air Marshal Tyagi, had said, and I quote, "Unless immediate steps are taken to arrest the reduction in Indian Air Force's force levels, the nation will for the first time in its history lose the conventional military edge over Pakistan." 7 months after details of this letter were out, the government, in one of its fastest decisions, gave the go-ahead for 40 Sukhois. It could be the end of 2009 before the aircraft are pressed into service. The 126 multi-role aircraft and the LCA project are still years away.
Obviously, aeroplanes are not something you can buy off the shelf. Today, we are short in numbers. If I am to lose a squadron of aircraft because it's getting outdated or it's finished its life, I should have started the process of replacement well in advance so that when I finish with these aeroplanes, I have some additional ones.
The depleting force levels could affect the capability of the Air Force to carry out wide-scale operations. The existing aircraft are also far from satisfactory. The MiG-29, which is thought to be one of India's most potent weapons, is a defective aircraft. The stunning disclosure that the MiG-29 is structurally flawed was made by the Defence Minister in Parliament just a few days ago. Never mind that a deal to upgrade the MiG-29 has already been signed. Apart from that, the MiG-21s have already lived their life. Only 6 of the 13 squadrons will remain in service after 2012. The MiG-27s are being upgraded. The Mirage 2000s are also due for upgradation. Even with this, the Indian Air Force has an edge over its Pakistani counterpart, but its dominance of the subcontinent's airspace and the crucial roles it's played is certainly under threat.
The Indian Navy is doing no better. Delays in upgrades have meant that a frontline submarine has today been in dry docks for 5 years, and that at a time when the threat from the coastline is at an all-time high. Ever heard of a submarine being comatose? That's exactly what seems to be happening with the INS Sindhukirti, a frontline kilo-class attack submarine of the Indian Navy. It's been in dry dock at Vizag for a refit program for close to 5 years. It seems that the Hindustan Shipyards, the government-owned contractor with little experience in submarine upgrades, will take at least 5 more years before this submarine can be put to water again. 4 submarines are stuck in such protracted upgrades. Not surprisingly, just nobody is accountable. Russia took just 2 years each to upgrade 6 similar kilo-class submarines for the Indian Navy. The government insists that it's now building national capability with in-house upgrades.
That kind of expertise did not exist in India before, and this is for the first time that we are trying it out here.
It took a recent CAG report to blow the lid of the Indian Navy's worst-kept secret that the vital submarine arm faces a crisis of numbers. Only 7 of India's 16 submarines are available for combat at any time. 10 of these 16 aging submarines will be due for phase-out by 2012. To maintain current numbers, 1 submarine needs to be inducted every 2 years, and India's only submarine-making facility at Mumbai was kept idle for 12 years. Coming up ahead, we've spoken about the machines, now the men. 10 years later, is the Indian Jawan feeling let down?
After some time, you have to take a decision that you want to give your wife, your family, everyone the best as well.